Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to need you to speak a little clearer, and I took a little longer than I expected because my computer is real fancy, and it needed me to bow down before I just entered in. So I had to do the secret
Okay.
code and go through all the rituals to get to where I am. But anyway, for my guest right now, this is a special edition, a follow up from last night's broadcast on substance abuse, not food. Just so you know, my live stream last night was about fasting and eating food that is chemical based, such as processed food that is guaranteed to become addictive and not necessarily help the body, particularly over long periods of time. So I was speaking with my good old friend that's on the phone right now, and it's amazing how energies and spirits kind of connect because we haven't talked in a while. But by the time we reach and connect with each other, we're kind of in the same space. By fasting, you were telling me that you were fasting, but I want you to do me a small favor, and let's try to continue in my conversation with my audience about taking medications and how medications will alter the body and how altering the body will cause the body to do something else. Just give me your spiel on that, and then we're going to make this short, but I think it's important enough to just follow up. So thank you in advance. Go ahead. You remember where you were?
I was in the process of talking to you about how all the medication that has been given to us is made to alter something that the body's supposed to do naturally. God have created, and I will use God, has created, our creator has created a magnificent machine that is able to heal itself. So by putting chemicals, we talk about chemicals all the time, and by creating a chemical induced change in our body, we change the structure. And by changing the structure, your body automatically said, well, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to create or help you do anything because you have put in a foreign substance that's supposed to do that, which as it is, the body doesn't recognize. So the body start doing what it naturally supposed to do. And instead of making it better, now it's like you start breaking down. You put in something foreign in your body to try to fix it. But what it does is that it creates a spiral effect. It's like dominoes falling. Because that foreign entity in your body, all it's going to do is one after the other, it's going to start taking out your natural ability to heal your body. So you go into the hospital for a kidney problem, you end up with a liver problem, you end up with a stomach problem. They have to remove your pancreas and your colon start working because most of this medication that they're giving you have a gross list of side effects. Constipation, problems with your stomach. It creates too much acid in your stomach, and the acidity in the way that these pills and these things that we're taking kills your stomach. It's incredible. So in order to be able to allow the body, and once you start taking this medication, believe it or not, your body stops producing the stuff that it's supposed to produce. So now you're stuck with it. You're stuck with the medication that is just going to continue to spiral down out of control. So most hospitals, doctors, everything, now the pharmaceutical companies go to the doctor like pushers, like drug pushers, and sell the medicine that is going to make you sick, that is going to give you more side effects than benefits. But the doctor push it because this is the way of them making money. They're making money. So how do you stop that? The food is making you sick. The doctors, the pharmaceutical company don't want you to get better. If they could make you better, if they could cure you, which they can, they have the medication to cure you, they won't make no money. I have friends that is taking blood pressure medication, diabetes medication, cholesterol medication. Then they have problems with diabetic nerve agent. And not only that, they start with one medication for high blood pressure. And when that one don't work, you go to this doctor, he give you one medication for high blood pressure. The other doctor give you another medication for high blood pressure. You know what high blood pressure does? Medication does?
What?
It damages the arteries in your heart. It damages your kidneys. Now,
So,
how do we solve this?
okay, good question.
Stop eating. Stop eating junk. Treat your body the way it's supposed to be treated. Cut out fast food. The fast food industry is one of the biggest problems that we have. Not only that they create a lot of waste, which is damaging the environment, but the food that they create is junk. It's plastic. You are putting in your body food that you cannot digest. And then you wonder why you're constipated. Run a vehicle long enough. It's going to break down. A mechanic will tell you didn't change the tires, you didn't rotate the oil, you didn't change the oil, it burned out. Well, that's exactly what we do into our bodies. That is exactly what we do into our bodies.
By constantly eating and not eating.
By constantly eating. When you constantly eat, what you do to your body is that, let's put it in layman's terms. You have this little person or a whole bunch of industrial people inside of you. And every time you eat, they come out and they take this food and they put it in different situations and they divert where fat goes to fat, this goes to this, and this goes to that. If you constantly put in things in your mouth, those men are constantly working. At the age of 40, 50, especially if you're eating the wrong things, because certain foods, especially processed food, your body does not identify it. And when they don't identify it, they're turning it to fat. Because if it's not a natural food, that the way that we were created, natural foods, meaning not processed, your body don't know what to do with it, and it turns it into fat.
Well, that is the process. Okay, so there we go. There's a little small answer in there. If your body doesn't know what to do with it, the process of processed food is fat. Wow, that makes good sense. Because if you're putting nutrition in, your body will allow it to be used in the places it's supposed to go and then eliminate it.
Correct.
Wow, so it stores. Processed food stores and just kind of sits there.
Correct. Now, you have two ways of storing fat. The first place it's going to store is in your liver. That is your small refrigerator. Your little refrigerator that you store. This doctor, Dr. Jason Fung, he's a nephrologist. He made this analogy. He said, hey, you have two refrigerators. Your small refrigerator, like everybody might have, has your liver. And he takes and store the fat for you to immediately use it as energy. When that small refrigerator gets full, meaning a fatty liver, boom, it goes to another large refrigerator. Well, that other large refrigerator is constantly, and you don't have only one, it's like having 8 deep freeze in your whole body, 10, 15 deep freeze, because the body keep creating those deep freeze to put all the fat that you cannot use as energy. It's stored. In the past, we used to store fat to be able to withstand a very difficult winter, or where we don't eat because it's famine or whatever. Your body will store fat to be able to survive. Well, the body have a mechanism of storing fat, and those are the deep freezers. And that's where you see people getting completely obese and out of size, because their refrigerators, they don't have only 1 or 2. They have 20 and 30 deep freezers in their body. And that fat is sitting there. So those deep freeze and that fat that is stored in your skin underneath your that is visceral fat that is stored everywhere, is the fat that is killing you. And it's killing you because it's taking over your organs. It's making your body acid, and it's making your body inflamed. Most of us suffer with drastic inflammation of the body and the joints. And as we get older, they have fed us the notion that we're supposed to be fat and we're supposed to feel sick. And that is not true.
So tell me your benefits of fasting. Tell me your recent fasting journey, and then I'll let you go.
I got to tell you, I had, and I'm guilty of all this stuff. I had drinking. I have done all the bad things to my body. I have done it. My journey has been incredible because when I started fasting, I realized that my body is no longer under inflammation. My joints don't hurt. I sleep better. I have more energy. I'm able to lose weight and feel good about it. I don't stink. I don't have to use a whole bunch of perfume because people don't realize that you wake up in the morning and your breath stinks because your body is dying inside because you have so much junk in your intestinal tract that is makes your body stink. So I allow my body to detox, and I am still allowing my body to detox. Benefits has been incredible. I started this journey at 202 pounds. I'm at 178 pounds right now. But I just started this journey on the 1st. My doctor,
The
my
first of
best
what?
friend, my cousin,
Of January?
the 1st of January. My doctor, because I went to the doctor and I told him, I said, I'm tired. I feel drained at 202 pounds. I feel like all I want to do is sleep. I don't have any energy. And he looked at me and he recommended intermittent fasting. And he said, this is going to be the best thing you can do for yourself. And I said, okay, I can do this. This is going to be okay. So, but I didn't only stop there. I started researching. I started listening to podcasts. I started listening to what is autophagy and how your body goes into autophagy. What are the best? I downloaded an app. I started, what are the best foods to break a fast? Can I just break a fast if I am out on Saturday and my girlfriend was like, well, let's go and have dinner. And I'm like, well, I'm fasting right now. It's a practice.
Right.
It's not a diet. Nobody dies. How is it that most religious practices, you have different type of fasting? There's a dry fast, which is done by religious groups. And all religious groups do fasting in some kind of way. Then there is a wet fast. Some people also do a dirty fast. So there's different type of fasting, but all of them have benefits to the body because it allows the system to rest. I suffer with the diverticulosis. My large intestine died. And when I went to the hospital and they had to remove my large intestine, the doctor told me, you have to stop eating. So he put me on a no drink, no eat diet for 8 days before I had my surgery. And it's incredible how much waste came out of it. Even though I was not eating and was not drinking, I was still pooping. I was still pooping. So think about how much intestinal tract you have in there. Think about people with leaky guts that have issues with the intestine because I have eaten so much junk through my life. I'm not giving my body the proper care.
So this is what I'm going to close with. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this on the spot. But I want to close with this. We know the benefits. We've heard about the benefits. It actually makes sense when you think about it, especially when you talked about the little man engine. You know, you just can't run a system that much and not expect it to break down. We talked about the medications, how, you know, it's not necessary. The body is a natural healer. It's a well-oiled machine, as my guest said on last night. Okay, here's the point that I want to get to, and it's where I am. I'm going to address my situation. You know, I am on day 6 right now. I'm doing a 23-hour fast because I'll have my juice now. And that's what I'm going to do for the next 5 weeks. And I am realizing that most of the people that I know cannot and will not do this because of the lack of will and the addictiveness that eating is within itself. So how do you say to a person who just don't feel that they can because of their mind, they just eat themselves to death without taking the opportunity to try to fast? So how do you convince someone to say, okay, you've got to discipline yourself, you've got to find this place and do this for your if not for you, for the people you love?
Well, I have had a lot of my friends here start fasting with me. And this is what I told them. You already do it. You're already fasting at night when you go to sleep. So if you can commit to me and say, okay, I'm going to start eating at 8 o'clock and I'm not going to start eating till 10 o'clock, you're already doing a 16-hour fast without even trying. So as they start with the fast, I never tell people to go into like I do 3 or 4 days of fasting now. I started really drastically, but I was able to do it because I had done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're just starting and you're in the beginning, start with your 12-hour fast. Your 12-hour fast, that means you start eating at 10 o'clock at night and you start eating at 10 o'clock in the morning. And you do that for a week until your body gets used to it. And then from there, you increase to your 14-hour fast. And you do a 14-hour fast for another week or so. And little by little, you go increasing your time and your practice. Remember, this is not a diet. Diet fails. This is a practice that once you start, you'll realize that you will never turn back. You will never turn back. So this is what I had my best friend in the office. She's skinny, but she can do with the cleansing. So she did a 12-hour and dropped 2 pant sizes in a month. Why? Because she was doing the 12 and then she went to the 14 and the 16. So it's a practice. It takes time. And the great thing about this practice is that you can tailor it to you. Fasting is not tailored to me or to Travis. You look at it, you say, okay, I can eat all week and I'm going to take 2 days a night. You can do it that way. You can eat all week and take 2 days. I'm not going to eat Monday and Tuesday, but I'm going to eat the rest of it. Okay, that's not working for me. Then I'm going to do 20 hours and see if that works. Because before I got my niche, I had to continuously try different things.
Right.
And remember, your body is so smart. It get used to things. The body get used to it. So if you fast every day at a 12-hour, the body realize that's what you're going to do. So it will adjust and stop. You will get a plateau. But if you mix it up, this week, I'm going to fast 36 hours, and then I'm going to do 14, and then I'm going to do 18, and then I'm going to do 20. And, hey, you know what? I'm going to break my fast because I want to go to dinner tonight, and I'm going to start back tomorrow. There is no wrong way of fasting.
The object is to give your body a break.
Exactly.
Okay. That's what I'm going to close
on.
on.
And the object is to, one more thing I wanted to say is that you will have your challenges. You will feel, there's something called fasting flu, because your first week you will feel a little bit sick because your body is detoxing.
Mm-hmm.
You will have challenges with, have a craving because your body's detoxing from sugar. Sugar is a poison. Sugar is a poison and it's in every processed food that you eat. The only way to be able to keep your sugar intake low is to be able to stop eating processed food. Every processed food has sugar because sugar is a preservative and it's poison. Okay? And then to be able to know and to be able to tailor what is good for you. I tried it. One day I was like, okay, maybe I can put a little bit of sugar in my coffee because they tell you can put a little bit of this or stevia in your coffee. So I tried that. The whole day I was starving. It activated my ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, and I was hungry all day. So I know, for me, I can't do that. I cannot put no sugar in my coffee, but my cousin can.
Mm-hmm.
She can put sugar in her coffee and she's good. Mm-hmm. And she don't get hungry during the day. I know that if I am fasting, I do it clean. Coffee, green tea, and water. And tons of water. So the key with water is if you weigh 180 pounds, it's a half your, so it's 60 ounces, 90 ounces of water.
That's
90
a lot
ounces of water. So it's half of your body weight.
In ounces.
Mm-hmm. Of the amount of water that you're supposed to be digesting.
Okay, clearly we can go on, and maybe you'll come back with me. I always like to ask my guests to come back. And now that we're on this, I've got 5 weeks of testimony that I'm planning to give. and this is just week 1, day 6. And I'm excited. I just told my guest last night that I was on a particular medication, not quite a year yet, almost a year. And I wasn't happy about it. The first time I was on the medication, I took it for a while and I did what I needed to do. And the doctor said, okay, you don't need it anymore. So I got off the medication. And then a few years later, I picked up some weight again. And the doctor said, okay, you need it again. So they forced me, okay, to take the medication. So it's been not quite a year yet. But now I'm going to make the adjustments so that I don't need the medication to give my body the opportunity. And I'm grateful to God for having this opportunity, because I had a buddy who was on dialysis and he was telling me, it's too late for him. At least he feels that way. But I still believe in miracles and I believe he can heal, and there can be a change for him. But, that's not my case right now. And I'm going to do what I can while I can to live as long as I can. So thank you for your time. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to chatting with you again real soon.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.